Hi everyone, welcome again to our new session of the AWS. In this session, I will explain you about top 20 interview questions which is asked in AWS interview. So if you are looking for interview cracking tips and in addition to that you want to understand the most asked question in each and every AWS interview by the interviewer, please be available from start to end of this tutorial so that you are able to understand what all questions will be asked and which types of questions asked in AWS interview. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and pressing bell icon for more updates. At the end, I will definitely provide you some beauty tips to crack the AWS interview. So let's start with first question. What is AWS? So whenever you're appearing for any AWS interview and you want to crack it, definitely they will ask some basic question. Based on that, they will define or the interviewer will define how much you are capable, and after your capability they will definitely ask some use cases to be performed. So whenever they will ask some simple question, better you can explain each and every concept in detail so that it will create a better impression in front of interviewer. You know each and everything about AWS. So always try to share your information with some example, and based on that you will definitely crack that interview. So let's understand what we can explain at the time of uh, answering what is AWS. So first we can provide the abbreviation or full form of AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. So AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. It is a group of remote computing services. So whenever we are talking about remote computing services, it means we are having plenty of services which is running on AWS. By using that we can use it on remote basis, which is also known as cloud computing platform. This new dimension of cloud computing is also known as a LAS or infrastructure as a service. So IaaS is a infrastructure as a service. You can also provide some example based on what services are using. You can provide about S3, SQS, then AMI. These details you can explain it while answering what is AWS. So let's move to the second question, that is define auto scaling in AWS. So whenever we are talking about the auto scaling, this is an activity that let us dispatch advanced instance on demand. So moreover, auto scaling help us to increase or decrease resource capacity according to the application. So whenever we want to use an application, definitely that should be defined some auto scaling factor. So based on the auto scaling factor, we can increase or decrease the volume as per our requirement. So auto scaling also gives us some benefit on pricing package. So whenever we want to use that service, increase it. Whenever we want to minimize the services, decrease it. It will gives you a better pricing package as well. Let's move to the third question, that is what is AMI in AWS? So AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. So whenever you will answer this question, try to explain the full form of that. After that, you can define brief about the AMI. So it is a kind of template that provides us related information, an operating system, an application server or application that is needed to launch the instance, which is indeed a copy of the AMI working as a virtual server in the cloud. This will also help for different AMIs we can easily launch some instances. Instances means we are dividing and using that instances as per our requirement. So next question, that is fourth question, what is the relationship between an instance and AMI? So when you will call instance in AMI, the interviewer will definitely ask what is the relation between instance and AMI. So you can answer with the help of just a single AMI, we can launch multiple instances and that to even different types. At the same time, an instance type is characterized by the host computer's hardware that is utilized for our instance. Each instance provides different computer and memory capabilities. Once the situation is launched, we will find it looking like a traditional host and we can communicate with as one would with any computer. So by this way you can explain it. You can also include some example. So as I said, this is the launching application situation and looking for the traditional host. The interviewer definitely expects some example. So you can provide some example according to your use cases. Next question is what is AWS S3? So S3 is again a simple concept. You can start with their full form, then detail about the S3. So it's a simple storage service. AWS S3 can be utilized to store and get any amount of data at any time. And the best part, from anywhere on the web. The payment model of S3 is to pay as you go. So in short, this is a storage mechanism on cloud server where you can store each and every file with encrypted format as well. Then you can explain it about pricing packages. So if you purchase about smaller size, definitely you have to pay less. But in future, if your requirement increase, you can definitely increase your size of S3, which will give you a benefit of pricing as well. So as you want or whenever the requirement increases, you can increase it and pay additional fees for that. Now let's move to the sixth question. What different storage classes is accessible in Amazon S3? So there are four classes are accessible. One is Amazon S3 standard. Second is Amazon S3 standard infrequent access. Amazon S3 reduced repetition storage, that is third one, and the fourth one is Amazon Glacier. So these four accessible classes are available in Amazon S3. Seventh question is what are the ways to encipher the data in S3? So there are three different methods to encrypt our data and provide the encryption method to each and every file whenever it required. This will help you to store or protect your data according to your need. So if you are working in any organization, that organization required to protect your data in terms of employee details or any business related communication, so you can encrypt it and keep it over there so that intruder cannot access your data which is protected. So let me explain you about three types of encipher methods are available. So server side encryption, that is C, server side encryption S3, and server side encryption, that is KMS. So these three encryption methods are available. Let's move to the eighth question, that is differences between EBS and S3. So EBS and S3 is EBS is highly scalable where S3 is less scalable. EBS has block storage. On the other hand, S3 is object storage. EBS works faster than S3, whereas S3 works slower than EBS. The user can approach EBS only through the given EC2 instance, but S3 can be accessible by anyone. It is a public instance. So if you want to store your data in S3, definitely you can go it and want to make it as a public. But if you want to protect your data for some instances or some user can view that, definitely you can store it in EBS. So EBS supports file system interfaces where S3 supports the web interfaces. The ninth question is, can you name some AWS services that are not region specific? So various services are region specific. So if you can use some services that definitely are not allowed to use in other region or not available in other region, but some of the services are already available on AWS, which is not at all on region specific. So first is IAM, second is root S3, third is web application firewall, and fourth is CloudFront. Question number 10 is security products and features that are available in VPC, or you can say what all security products and features that are available in VPC. So the answer of this question is this please security groups. So first is security groups. This plays the role of the firewall for the EC2 instance and helps to control inbound and outbound traffic at the instance create. Second is network access control list, that is NAC. This represents the rule of firewall for the subnet and helps control inbound and outbound traffic or at the subnet create. Third is flow log. Flow log helps apprehend incoming and the outbound traffic from the network interfaces in our VPC. Let's move to the 11th question, that is what are the default tables that we get when one set up AWS VPC. So three default tables we are getting. One is network ACL, second security group, and third root table. How is SSH agent forwarding set up so that we do not have to copy the key every time we log in? So there are three mechanisms or setups are done. We have to go to PuTTY configuration where to log in into the category SSH-auth. Then third is allow SSH agent forwarding to our instance. So this will help us to encrypt our data and use the data in SSH connection mode or in terminal. 13th question is what is the best security practices for Amazon EC2? So whenever we are talking about the security practices, AWS is very much secure. We can use it at any point of time, and when, however, is our data is very much confidential. We can keep our data or store our data for the security purpose as well. It's the best suitable for each and every organization, and this is globally accepted as well. Various organizations are already using, so there is no harm to use this service and store our data on cloud. So let's understand the best security practices for the Amazon EC2. So first is utilize AWS identity and access management to control access to our AWS resources. Second is forbid access by enabling only trusted host or network to access ports on our instance. Third is analyze the rules in our security groups regularly so that whenever we want to protect our data, we have to update accordingly. Otherwise, what happens if we are using our login credential or security questions from last 3 years, 4 years, or from several years, and if we have not updated, this will again cause an issue for us. So better you can update this mechanism on regular basis. So analyze the rules in security groups regularly. Open only permission that you need. Then fifth is stop passport login, for instance, open from your AMI. Question number 14 is what are the various types of AMI designs? There are three types of AMI designs: completely baked AMI, second slightly baked AMI, that is JEOS AMI, and third is hybrid AMI, that is a combination of first and second. Question number 15 is how can a user gain access to a specific bucket? So whenever user wants to get an access, they need to classify our instance, elaborate on how licensed user can administer the specific server. Third is lock down our tags. Fourth is attach our policy to a IAM users. Let's move to the question number 16. What are the types of queues in SQS? So there are two types of queues are available in SQS. First is standard queues, that is this queues provides a limitless number of transactions per second. Standard queue is a default queue type, and second is FIFO queues, that is first in first out queues. Ensure that the order of message is received and is strictly conserved in the precise order that they have sent to the user. Question number 17 is what aspects need to be considered while mitigating to Amazon Web Services? So there are 5 mitigation steps are available. First is operational amount, second is workforce capacity. So how much operational amount you are required, what is the size of project, then what all resources are needed when we are launching for the productions, or we are using only for the internal team. So workforce capacity, which all members are deploying over there or using the services. Third is cost evasion. Fourth is operational facilities and business quickness, how much our business is relying or reliable to use the services. Question number 18 is how can old snapshot be auto deleted? So for best practice, snapshots need to be taken of EBS volumes on Amazon S3. Second is AWS Ops automation is utilized to handle all the snaps naturally. This let us set up copy and delete Amazon EBS snapshots. Question number 19 is what are the varieties of load balancer in AWS? Application load balancer, which will balance or manage the application load. Network load balancer, that is manage all the network related information, HTTP, TCP or UDP. These all are balanced by network load balancer. Third is classic load balancer, which will manage our input files or several other resources. Last but not least, that is question number 20. What are the different types of cloud services? So there are 4 types of cloud services available with AWS. Software as a service, that is SaaS. Second is data as a service, that is DaaS. Third is platform as a service, that is PaaS. And fourth is infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS. So I've listed here most or majorly asked by every interviewer, but apart from that there are several other questions are also available. You have to prepare, that is the basic level, and these are some advanced level. So after answering these questions, definitely interviewer will expect some use cases to be prepared, like in some of the interviewer are directly asking to host one static website on their server and provide some encryption method or protect with the data. So that is also available. The cloud front, what is cloud front, then what is SQS, These all questions are also asked by the interviewer. So let's understand the important tips for cracking the AWS interview. So first is, whenever you are preparing for the AWS interview, make sure you should be aware of each and every services which is available on AWS server. So at least basic understanding of each and every services, so that whenever interviewer will ask, you can explain about the basic concept. Second, at least you are capable to create use cases on minimum 5 services which is available on AWS. This will help you to crack the interview. Third is, whenever we are using cloud platform, the organizations are always thinking about the security perspective. So majorly they will ask questions on the security point of view. Better you can prepare each and every question related to the security and the firewall protection. So no one wants to share the confidential data with a user or publicly view. So better you can prepare security related questions on the priority basis. Fourth, watch this video and try to get ready for the interview. Whenever you get call, definitely you can appear on telephonic or Skype round or any mode of interview. And fifth point, don't forget to mention examples in between your questions. This will help your or increase your chances of cracking the interview. So that's all about top 20 questions of AWS which is asked in the interview. Hope you like this video. If you really enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and pressing bell icon for more updates. Thank you for watching.